Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first day of vlogust. I'm so excited to be starting off this vlog and I feel like it's the perfect time to do that. Why do I think it's the perfect time to do that? One, it is the day before the 1st of August, and two, I sat down to film this clip and an intro yesterday and I yapped, but when I went to review the footage, oh bitch, she was incoherent. Hopefully I can get my thoughts out more articulately today. Also just in better spirits. I feel like I started out my day yesterday feeling a little weird and I turned it around by going to the gym with my little sister, which was so fun, and then going on a date with Hayden, which we haven't done in forever. I'm in higher spirits today, which is amazing. I wanted to start off this vlog kind of updates, my thoughts and feelings. We're gonna ignore the fact that I'm wearing a Halloween t-shirt. It's fine. I think the last time we talked, the bathroom renovation was getting finished and now it is officially done and I have everything in place. Could not be more happy with how everything turned out. I'm gonna do a separate video answering your questions about the renovation and or just showing you a full tour, walking through what decisions I made and why, which I'm very excited about. That'll be one of the next videos you see, I believe. But I can't express not only how nice it is to be able to use my bathroom again, but also just how nice it is to see a dream realized and also to appreciate the things that I didn't even anticipate being excited about, if that makes sense. Getting to be in that bathtub, oh my god, every time I smile, every time I just pinch myself. But not only that, just the little things, the little built-in for my shampoos and stuff, the fact that when you walk into my bathroom, the first thing you see is not a dirty old gross loofah. I love it. I just love it. I love it. I'm so happy about it. I'm so excited to show it to y'all, and that has definitely lifted some stress off of me. Other life things, just been getting back to my routine and my schedule, mostly in kind of the fitness-y space, and also just trying to kind of constantly figure out what it is I want to be doing every week and what it is that is exciting me. I think I told y'all last time, I have been kind of experimenting with different classes, different schedules, not just necessarily committing to just doing bar and just doing weightlifting, but incorporating a bunch of different things. Right now I'm doing yoga, Pilates, bar, and weightlifting, which has been so fun. One thing I haven't been doing is walking in the mornings. I am really trying to figure out a way to incorporate more steps into my day without getting militant about it, without necessarily having to do my 30-minute morning walk. It's frustrating because I see so much value in it for my health, not just from the insulin resistance, blood sugar perspective, but also from the perspective of walking around and moving around after going on my walks. Basically, when I was regularly doing this a few weeks ago, I was doing my morning walk at 9 a.m. for 30 minutes, and then afterwards I'd make myself breakfast. I would putter around the house cleaning things. I was just a lot more energized, I guess, doing those walks. The thing is, I don't really love doing them. I love the after effects, and once I'm done, I'm so glad I did that. I'm starting off my day right. Trying to actually do them every day, especially when I don't have any good TV shows to watch right now. Ooh, let me just tell you, it's not fun. It's not the most fun way to start my morning. I also don't love that I get into workout clothes, I get sweaty, I get out of those clothes, I change into normal clothes, and then I'm going to the gym again at 4 and I have to change into new workout clothes. It's just kind of a lot. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to suck it up and reincorporate that again, or if I just want to find ways to get steps, throughout my day in a different way. That's something that I might be working on over the course of this month, is just kind of reevaluating that portion of it. I do feel I've kind of gotten the fitness side of things down. I've created that balance of moving every day, but not necessarily doing high intensity workouts every day. I think that has been good. You kind of want to be a little bit more active in the rest of my day, not just working out once and just sitting for the rest of the day. And I will say, not walking and or not being as, active in my everyday, I haven't been doing as much around the house as I would like to. And that's something that I want to work on, not only today, but also for the rest of the month. One of the big things I feel I need to get back to now that my house is my own again is developing a really good cleaning schedule for myself and for Hayden. That's something we've kind of struggled with as he has started to go back into the office and isn't home as much and is just a lot more busy with his new role. I feel we have not developed a good cadence on who's cleaning what and at what times. Our house is kind of dirty as a result. So today I'm going to make the first step at kind of getting back to what I need to be doing by bringing all of the clothes that I have up here downstairs and doing some decluttering of my closet. It is just high time that I do that. I need to clean. I need to get back to it. I need to figure out the whole steps thing. But overall, I will say the health and fitness stuff has been going pretty well and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm going to pop in a little weight loss update right here. If you don't want to hear it, feel free to skip. Since decreasing the intensity of the exercise that I'm doing, I've noticed more steady weight loss progress, which makes sense because when your body is in a constant state of stress, it's not that you're not losing weight, but you are retaining water as your body tries to heal its muscles and that sort of thing. So you're not seeing seeing your progress as steadily as you would maybe like, even though it is there, it's just being masked. Ever since kind of like cutting the walking, doing joyful movement and less intense movement, I have seen a lot of movement in my weight loss, which feels kind of incredible. I haven't changed anything up, you know, like I haven't been eating less or anything, and it's just the weight is continuing to fall off and it just feels so good. I feel like this past week is really when I've started to see maybe the most visual progress. I was looking at my abdominals and I still have like a lot of body fat, so I'm not expecting to be like shredded. I don't think I'll ever get to that point and I don't really want to, but I was starting to see like a little bit of definition in my abdominals, which I haven't seen in like so long. Even the last time I was the weight that I am currently, I didn't see the sort of definition. So it's like, not only am I doing the right things, losing a little bit of the weight that I would like to lose, but I'm also like getting stronger, and I love that. Like I'm just feeling so good and so confident. I put on a dress yesterday that was just like a little bit too snug when I started my journey, and I feel so good. I'm actually now at the weight that I was pre-IVF, which feels really nice. I guess I didn't realize like how much weight I had gained with IVF. It's not that IVF itself causes you to gain weight. It does temporarily cause you to like swell with water, the like estrogen and progesterone and things like that, but you know, the process itself doesn't necessarily make you gain weight. It's like the stress and the comfort eating that I was doing caused me to gain a little bit more weight than I would like, and now I'm back to my pre-IVF weight and it feels like I'm getting back to me. So happy with y'all. Like I cannot express how good it feels. I went to the gym with my sister yesterday, I think I said, and been being surrounded by people who are in much better shape. My sister goes to a really nice gym. Being surrounded by people who are in much better shape and looked much better than me, I still felt confident. Like I had one moment where I was like, damn, I wish I looked like that, but then I was like, wait, no, I'm glad I look like me. Glad that I'm doing what I need to be doing, and the fact that I was able to like switch out of that so quickly and not compare myself to others too much, I was really proud of. I'm feeling really good about what I'm doing, and that kind of leads me into one thing I just wanted to touch on briefly, which is another, I guess, little timestampy moment. I'm gonna talk about IVF briefly. I had a panic moment. I don't even know what I would call it, and another epiphany. I know I've told y'all obviously that I am taking a break from IVF and I'm definitely not doing it this year, and I'm probably gonna start at the beginning of next year, blah blah blah. I had this moment where I was thinking about the fact that like the way that I've set up my health and fitness activity weight loss journey is really like kind of around these next 6 months. These are habits I'm gonna continue on with in my life, but to see the results I want to see, it seems like timeline wise it's gonna be December, you know, before I like am officially done, I guess, or I get to where mostly I want to be. I was just thinking about the fact that like I don't know that I want to immediately get pregnant after getting to where I want to be physically, and that's kind of crazy to me to think about, because I remember just a couple of months ago feeling like I can't even imagine taking a break, and then I can't imagine taking more than a couple of months break, and then 6 months, that's reasonable. I mean, it's a long time, but like that's reasonable. And now genuinely the idea of starting IVF again in like January, February, it actually kind of like gives me cold sweats. Like the idea of working so hard to get to this place where I'm in love with my mental health, I'm just in love with me and my body and just like all the things that I've been doing and working on. The idea of doing that and then immediately getting pregnant sounds fucking terrible. And I can't believe I'm at that place now, but I am. Want to be pregnant still. Like that, I don't think that's ever going to change. I always want a baby. I will always want a baby. But I was thinking to myself, especially considering the fact that like I have embryos on ice, I don't know that there's a huge difference between me getting pregnant at like 29 versus like 31, 32. I turn 30 this year, and I think, you know, because of infertility, I have just, I don't want to say been robbed of things, right? Because that feels a little extreme, but I obviously have had my plans kind of altered because I'm not in control, the way that my body reacts or the way that my husband's body behaves. And I think it's just shown me that like I'm not in control of everything, but I am in control of some things. The things that I am in control of have brought me so much more joy, obviously, than the things that I can't control. I feel so at peace, so joyful, so confident, so much more like me when I am focused on myself, when I am focused on what I can control, which is how I exercise, how I treat my brain, the work that I put into my job, the work that I put into my relationships. I feel so much more happy now, obviously, than I ever did during IVF. I'm gonna get back to it at some point, but I'm just like in no rush. I am in no rush at this point in my life, and I love that for me. I genuinely love that for me. I'm gonna just go where things lead me. You know, I could reevaluate in January or February and be like, you know what, no, I think now is the time and now I want to try IVF again. Maybe that would be the case. I honestly think it might be a year. It might be 2 years before I decide that I want to do another transfer, y'all. And that's kind of freeing. Just feeling like I don't have this immense pressure on me and feeling like this is the only way. I feel like my mindset has just shifted so much. I feel like I used to think, oh, if I don't do this now, this might be taken away from me. I might not have the opportunity. I might not have this. Now I don't feel like that at all. I have this like abundance mindset where it's like, I've got these 6 embryos that are on ice for me. If those don't work out, I can explore different means of parenthood, whether it's adoption or fostering, pivot. I could do something else. I could, you know, maybe I'm not supposed to be a parent, but I'm supposed to be a really amazing aunt or a really amazing mentor to someone. And like I said, I do want to be pregnant. I'm not trying to diminish my desires and try to tell myself that, like, you know, those desires aren't important, but I really don't feel like it's the end of the world. One of my transfers failed and that I had this pregnancy loss. Like, it's obviously devastating and it sucks, and I acknowledge that, but like, I just feel like my life has opened up again, and I'm so happy. I'm so grateful for where I'm at. And I had a conversation with Hayden about this recently, and, you know, I wanted to get his perspective too when I was telling him about that moment of like my stomach kind of dropping, thinking about trying IVF again. Telling him about it, he's like, you know what, that makes so much sense. Like, you went through some really hard shit, and like, seeing you happy doesn't make me want to rush back into it either. I was like, yeah, I feel the same way. Like, I want to be happy and I want to live my life, and, you know, hopefully a baby will fit into that at some point, but I'm in no rush. Especially, you know, as I give myself more time to just kind of evaluate what I want out of life. There's so much that I haven't done yet. I'm not saying a baby would necessarily get in the way of that, but I feel like I've just seen the perspective of so many incredible women who have waited to have babies, and it doesn't seem like many of them regret it. So I think it's okay. I think I'm okay. You know, even a couple of weeks ago, I was just kind of sad that I didn't have a baby, and yeah, I still have moments like that. Like, it's, you know, it's still a desire of mine, but ultimately I'm really happy. What I'm not happy with, though, switching gears a little bit, let's get back into what I'm going to be doing for today and for this month, is getting my life back on track. There's just a few things that I feel like I need to work on, mostly kind of organizing my house in kind of like the short term, bringing my stuff, my clothes downstairs, doing a closet reorganization. I also getting on a cleaning schedule with my house. I need to use my skylight calendar and create some kind of recurring cleaning events so that I remember, okay, I got to vacuum on Mondays, I need to clean bathrooms on this day, that sort of thing. I want to get to that. Maybe not today, but that's something that I would like to do just this month in general. And then in sort of like a greater capacity, this is probably going to evolve, I want to just buckle down and kind of sew up some of the loose ends that have been bothering me. I'm so happy. I feel so fulfilled. I'm doing a lot of things that I like, but there's just a few things that I'd really like to work on each aspect of my life. So mental health wise, get back to a place where I am either journaling or doing gratitude every single day. I have been kind of off and on about my gratitude app since I talked about it last. I love it. I just am not super consistent with it, but I think either gratitude or, honestly, in a bigger sense, journaling every day would really set me up for success when it comes to down moments and low points. Being in social media and or just being a human being in general, you'll be doing really well overall, but you'll still have a bad day, and being able to cope with those bad days, I think, is really important so that we don't spiral and that we don't let those bad days kind of take over the good ones. So I want to get back to a place where I am really taking care of my mental health and really being mentally strong as well as physically strong. I'm going to do little check-ins with you every day if I've journaled or not. So that's mental. Physically, to maybe set like some sort of step goal or figure out the whole walking component, because that is valuable to me. I'm not going to be 10,000 steps a day, girl. I'm saying it right now, but I would like to get my activity just kind of up. And then when it comes to health, I won't lie, I've had a little bit of issues lately, shall we say, where I have been slipping a little bit with the fiber component of my diet, and I would really like to get back to that because I just have not been feeling well in that area of things, I guess. Increasing protein is amazing, love it, but if you don't accompany it with fiber, things don't move as they should. I feel like I really need to start eating more veggies and more fruit. Veggies, not so hard for me. I eat veggies pretty much every night at dinner in some capacity. I really want to start eating fruit more often. I found myself buying fruit at the grocery store, eating like half of it, and then the other half goes bad. We are finishing fruit in this house. That is going to happen. If you have like small children, you're probably rolling your eyes at me because, you know, your kids finish berries in a day, but I'm not a baby. I don't have a great relationship with fruits and veggies, so we're working on it. We're working on it this month. And then reading, really would like to finish a book a day this month just to kind of get back into the swing of things. A little bit down about YouTube in general, mostly on my main channel. This channel is always so freeing to me because, you know, there's not expectation here or whatever. I feel like ever since kind of returning to my main channel, my views have been down, engagement has just been down in general, which is just like a part of taking a break. It is what it is. When you return, it takes a while to like build back up again. I just haven't been super satisfied with the volume that I'm reading, with the recommendations that I'm giving, with just everything that I'm putting out. And I'm hoping that by like maybe reading a book a day, I can get back into the swing of things, back into kind of being me, putting out better content there and here too. I would love to be able to talk to y'all about books more regularly in these videos. Some of my goals for this month, I guess, like let's eat more veggies, let's take care of our brain, let's walk some more, let's read some more books. That is what I want to do. But the first step to doing that, doing some organization, I feel like that's really what I need to attack today. So I am gonna go finish my makeup, put some clothes on, and we can get time lapse in, my friends.
Let's pretend this isn't my life. Let's pretend it was a great night. Let's pretend that it was real nice. Let's pretend that it's a movie. Let's pretend that it's a story. Let's pretend that it was glorious. 'Cause that's where pretend that it's all good vibes for once. Let's pretend that it's a safe place. Let's pretend that it's a safe haven. While the outside world just keeps fading, fading. Oh, 'cause that's where I do my best work, best work. That's where I see my real work, real work. A fiction you just can't get hurt in the imaginary world. That's where I do my best work. That's where I put myself first. That's where a fiction you just can't get hurt in the imaginary world. In the imagine, in the imaginary. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine for me? In the imagine, in the imagine, in the imaginary world. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine for me? I'm building a world nobody can get to. Put up a fence so finally get to. Take a deep breath, sit back and relax. Building a world nobody can get to. Put up a fence so finally get to. Take a deep breath, sit back and relax. I love it in the imagine, in the imagine, in the imaginary world. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine for me? In the imagine, in the imagine, in the imaginary. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine for me? Can you imagine for me? For me? Can you imagine for me? For me? Can you imagine for me? For me? Yeah.
Hello friends, I am back from barre. I had an Empower class at Pure Barre. I'm really glad that I went today and that I gave barre like another chance, because I feel like the past few classes I've gone to, whether it's classic or Empower, I felt very tired, very fatigued, both in a respiratory sense, like in a, my heart's racing sort of sense, and also my muscles have just been so sore that I haven't been able to perform the exercises. This time I was able to do everything, and I don't know what changed, because when I worked out with my sister yesterday, did my like usual weights and my usual amount of reps, but even in the moment, I felt like things were easier, when I was lifting weights. Today, I wasn't as sore and I was able to perform exercises better for this barre class. So maybe I am getting stronger. Maybe my stamina is just up. I do remember last week, I made the mistake of not fueling my body properly before going. You have to like time it just right on barre days. I feel like lately I have been eating lunch pretty late in the day. And if I do that, then I'm like way too full and don't feel good enough for like a cardio intensive class. But if I don't eat anything or I eat very early on, then I feel like very hungry. So I don't know. You have to time things very correctly. I feel like today I did a good job at timing things right. I think I ate lunch around 1:30, kind of like in the middle of me cleaning. Yeah, I felt perfectly good, like fueled, strong, and yeah, I'm glad I did it. Honestly, I was like this close last week to just saying like, this is my last week of barre. Like, I just don't think I'm going to incorporate this into my weekly routine, but I really do like having a good cardio intensive class during my week, because I do the Stairmaster for 20 minutes 3 times a week, which is like an hour of like high intensity cardio for me, but I feel like I want just a little bit more. This kind of like fits the bill for that. Everything else for the most part is either like weight training, like weightlifting, or like low intensity. I've got the good mix, feel good. When I'm home though, I need to buckle down and just finish the rest of the cleaning and the organizing. I feel so good about the way that my drawers look. I just put you on this like tripod that's kind of hard to get off of, but I want to show you exactly what I got done off camera, because I was organizing my sock and underwear drawers, and I did a massive clean out of all of my socks and my underwear, gotten back into my same bullshit. And by that I mean, I do not like variety in my life when it comes to socks and underwear. I like things to be as easy and seamless as possible. So I organized my socks. I've got all of my white socks right here. These are my thin little no-show socks. I've got my gray no-shows. I've got my walking socks that are like nice and thick. These are the best. I will actually link these if you're looking for a good padded sock for walking. And then over on this side, I've got my grippy socks for Pilates. I've got my crew socks for lifting. And then in the front, which I don't know if you can really see. I've got all of my like tall, warm, cozy socks. These are from Cozy Earth and they are my absolute favorite. So I feel really good about this. And then my underwear drawer, I won't show you just because intimates, but I got rid of basically all of my underwear that didn't fit, that were uncomfortable, that I never reached for, and all of my underwear that had any color to them. Sworn by having all of your underwear to be the same color and style for years. But I kind of got out of the routine, and honestly, it's just like too much for me. It's too much. It's overwhelming. I don't like decision like that. I make so many decisions in my day. I don't want to have to decide what underwear I'm wearing. A bunch of black thongs and we good. Everything is nice and organized. Underwear to be disposed of there, and then cat toys that I need to rehome. I had my cat toys, or like the stick toys, I call them stick toys, wand toys, in that drawer with all my socks, but I need to find a different place for them because when I open up my sock drawer, I don't want to hear the jingles, okay? So yeah, I need to basically just like figure out what to do with all of this stuff that's on the ground and this stuff up here. I got new towels. Oh my god, can I show you this real quick before my camera battery dies? I got monogram towels, which I'll show you whenever I show you the bathroom reno, but it was a high time for us to upgrade our towels. So beautiful. These are from Frontgate. I'll leave a link in the description. They were on sale and I got some sort of coupon, so it wasn't super expensive. I have them in our bathroom too, which I will show you really quick because I think it looks nice. Little sneaky peeky in here. I don't want to show you everything, but yeah, little hand towels. And I told Hayden, I gave him specific instructions not to like sully them because I don't know what this man does with his hand towels, but they're always like black on one side after he uses them. And I'm like, is that from your hands, your face? What is it? Gotten a promise from him not to get them gross. So anyway, I need to find a place for the towels, a place for all the shit on here. And oh my god, I need to dust this bedside table over here because of the construction, because we weren't like spending very much time in here. This is construction dust. We're not actually that gross. This is not skin, thin set and stuff that they were getting up. So I need to just like clean down all the surfaces and then I'm gonna call it a day. And I want to read a book. We're gonna read a book together.
Open air, side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love, remember when we were getting nowhere fast, when the garden won't stop giving back honeysuckle, fresh cut grass. I could really use some stuff like that. Talk to me and tell me all that you've seen, all the colors. Summer love, memories washed in every shade of green and all the colors. Summer love. Remember the lazy river day canoe, bathing in the turquoise blue, losing track of time with you. Another peach pie sunset view, sleeping in the afternoon. No place to be and nothing to prove. That's sure something I could use. A cure for the air-conditioned blues.
Hello, my friends. I wanted to pop in and just kind of update you on where I've been, what I'm doing. I am 50% into Beautiful World, Where Are You by Miss Sally Rooney, and I have been not only reading, but also snacking. I had fast food for dinner because Hayden works late on Wednesdays, and I have to like fend for myself. Thought about coming home, but I was just really craving something special, so I got myself some fast food. And then when I came home, I had this like new obsession dessert, if we will. There is a certain fast food chicken chain that has a yogurt parfait dessert that I have had a couple of times recently, and I am so into it. I did some sleuthing on Reddit and I found out what particular yogurt they use, and I basically made the same thing at home but even better because fast food likes to skimp on fruit. I feel like they only give you like 2 or 3 pieces of strawberry on top. So basically what it is vanilla bean yogurt. It's Australian yogurt apparently. It's this Wallaby brand. I'll put a picture up on the screen with some cut up strawberries, and I believe the actual recipe calls for strawberries and blueberries. I did strawberries and raspberries because that's what I had on hand and I prefer those fruits. And then crushed up Oreos. It's so good. And I'm someone who, I've told y'all before, I have kind of a mixed relationship with yogurt. It can be really good or really gross. Like I feel like I'll get into this habit of eating yogurt like every day for a couple days, and then I'll just get one that is just too sour, too funky, and then I'm put off of it for a while. This is like probably the least sour yogurt that I've had in a while. It's definitely not a like high protein Greek yogurt or anything, but for a full serving size it has 12 grams of protein, so like definitely nothing to like scoff at. And it is a full fat yogurt, which I think helps to balance out the sourness of yogurt. I also don't like sour cream, and I think it's for similar reasons. It's just a little too sour for me. I had that for dessert and I had to tell you all about it because it's just so good. I mean, it's not like groundbreaking or anything, but it makes me feel a little bit more like satiated and full than my little skillet cookie. Love my skillet cookie. I still go to, but like this has been kind of like hitting the spot lately. And I also just really like the addition of the fruit. Like I said, I'm trying to get my fruit in, and I got my fruit in, so I feel good about that. I also had a couple of Tate's Bake Shop chocolate chip cookies just a second ago because I was like, I don't know what it is today. My sweet tooth has just been like activated. I think it's probably because yesterday when Hayden and I went on our little date, I had some Jenny's ice cream gooey butter cake ice cream. My god, my sister had been like talking about it, and I finally broke down and tried it when we were at the Domain, and it was so fucking good. One of the most like rich ice creams I've ever had, and it was quite tasty. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. I went to a bar, which was, like I said, so good. I ate my dessert. I talked to Hayden. We haven't really talked all day because he's like been gone, but we had like a little chat while he had his dinner, which was nice. And I think he'll be down here in a little bit. Maybe we can talk with y'all. But let's talk about the Sally Rooney book, shall we? Well, we can also say hi to Pepper. He's a little guy. I feel like with Sally Rooney books, read or I attempted to read Normal People a couple of years ago, there's something about her writing that I totally understand why people like it, but I just can't seem to get it to work for me. And I read a Goodreads review that I think kind of summed up my feelings so far, which is she's really good on a sentence level at driving the story forward. Her sentence level craft is really good, but when it comes to the actual storytelling itself, I'm just not super into it. When it comes to her characters and the things that she's trying to say, I just don't care very much. So this book is about 4 people. We've got Felix, Eileen, Alice, and Simon. I believe Alice and Felix are together. He is just some random guy that she met and was like, hey, you want to go to Rome with me? At least I think it was Rome. And then we have Simon and Eileen, who have known each other for a long time. She is fresh off a breakup, and now she's like flirting with Simon on the phone, masturbating on the phone with this man. I don't really understand the point of this book, and I feel like I don't need to understand the point because it's just Sally Rooney's books don't really have points. It's basically just these characters like moving through life and their sort of interconnected relationships. Alice and Eileen, I believe, are like besties. Like they used to be friends in college or something like that, and now they're still in contact. The communications between them, I have to say, are like the least interesting parts of this book. They're talking very philosophically about stuff I just, for the most part, don't care about, and also it's just like, God, this is so overwhelming. And then you get thrown back into these sort of like inane conversations like between Eileen and when she catches him watching adult material, and she's like, this is so degrading to women. I don't know. I just don't understand the point of this book. And I'm reading it for a list video, and I'm glad that I'm reading it because it's due back to my library pretty soon. I'm going to be working through some like random shit, I will say, over the next couple of days. That's what we can look forward to collectively. We've got that one. I do have a Fate Inked Template, which is fun, and some other stuff. But anyway, to this one, yeah. Me and Sally Rooney, we don't totally mesh. I don't understand where this story is going. The way that the synopsis makes it sound sort of feels like it's going to be something where they're all interconnected, like more so than they are right now. I don't want to say they're gonna like swap partners, but like I think there's gonna be some like messiness and drama, and I'm hoping that happens, honestly. because otherwise this is fucking boring. One other thing I wanted to point out, obviously, is in the time lapse, I journaled, which was really nice. There's something so freeing about putting words down on paper. Sometimes I like go back and read old journal entries and I'm like, girl, you just talking to yourself. I mean, I guess that's what a journal is, but I'm like, this is just not in any way coherent or like cohesive or whatever. But it's like in the moment, getting things out just feels so good. And I don't journal to document what's happening in my life, or at least at this point I don't. It's more to just talk about emotions and talk through things, because I'm sure Hayden is like at least a little bit sick of hearing me yap about the same shit over and over. Getting to like put that on paper is really nice. I put a lot of my like worries and stuff down, which is very cathartic, and I think it's going to be nice to do that over the next month, especially considering like I talk so much to Hayden and my sister about like thoughts and my feelings and like how I am conceptualizing work and like, you know, these like concepts and just like the shit that I want to get done, and or my overall thoughts about my career at ultimately probably doesn't matter that much. Talk to them a lot about it, but I don't feel like I spend enough time in my own head thinking about these things, and so I end up just like kind of word vomiting to people about shit that's not that important, whereas I could just like write it down and actually like spend time with my thoughts, craft them a little bit more. I'm not saying that my journal is like a workshop before I like bring stuff to the masses. It's more just like I should probably spend some time being a little bit more introspective on paper, because I think when I was doing that more regularly, I was just a lot more successful of an individual. When I was like a dedicated planner and journaler, oh bitch, my life, I just feel like I was on top of things, you know? And I feel like I've let that slide a little bit, and I think that is also probably what's contributing to me not being as successful as I'd like to be. It's hard sometimes looking back at the person that I used to be. I was so good at YouTube. I was so, at least in my eyes, I was good at what I was doing, and I was putting out interesting stuff, and I was always, you know, pushing myself to be creative and inventive. And sometimes I just like wonder what happened to that person. I think I still struggle with that a little bit, is that person who was like doing that and a 9 to 5 job. Granted, I hated the 9 to 5 and that was like my creative outlet, but it's crazy how much like I have changed and evolved, and maybe not necessarily for the better, but I do also try to remind myself that like, while I might not be as militant and strict and like go with YouTube all the time, I think I have like found a balance that I probably need, because, you know, if I really take a bird's eye view, I'm like, yeah, okay, like maybe she was more successful and maybe she was like harder working, but also she wasn't healthy, she wasn't moving her body, her relationships with people suffered immensely. I had like no social life with friends or family. I was like that dedicated. So I need to stop ruminating on that time in my life and start romanticizing it as if it was just like this incredible time, because it wasn't. My life's much better now, and it's okay to not be necessarily as laser focused. Anyway, just musings, things that I should probably just save for the journal, but enjoyed spending time with y'all. It has been quite nice. I am going to attempt to finish the rest of this book tonight, and if I do, I will pop in another clippy clip.